Since 2019, when the Tennessee Innocence Project was formed, we've successfully overturned 9 convictions for innocent people who collectively served 210 years in prison for crimes that they didn't commit.
People always ask us, what cases are you working on? Who are you working with? These are the people that matter to us. They're out of mind, they're out of sight for a lot of folks, but for us, they're who we think about every single day. I want to tell you about one of our clients, Scott Minton. He likes to watch Vols football, being from East Tennessee, likes to talk about cars, work on cars. You know, he's just a regular guy. And one day, his whole world came crashing down. Scott was arrested for a crime that happened on October 31st, 1993. And he had 18 alibi witnesses who put him in the neighboring county at the time of this alleged crime, who waited on him at different businesses in Ray County and had the receipts that were time-stamped to prove that he was there when this crime was allegedly happening. But because it was daylight savings time, the prosecutor used a theory about the time change that strains any credible logic that you could have. Scott has been incarcerated for almost 31 years. To say he's been slighted by the system is a tremendous understatement.
Probably between 3 and 5% of people who are incarcerated are innocent. All we can do right now is try to undo an injustice.
We want to tell you about Ricky Lee Webb. Ricky was convicted by an all-white jury for a crime that he did not commit.
His conviction was based majorly on the testimony of a co-defendant and a witness who we later learned was coerced into giving her testimony. And all the evidence pointed in direction of that. But that evidence wasn't shared with the defense attorney. The jury never heard the full story, and he was convicted and sentenced to life.
When we started looking at Ricky's case in 2022, we found a mountain of evidence in the state's own files proving that his co-defendant, the one person who gave evidence against Ricky, acted alone.
On October 4th of 2024, he walked out of prison into the arms of his sister Tissy and his daughter, who was 6 months old when he was first incarcerated.
God blessed me with some good peoples around me. And I really thank them for coming to get me. Thanks to the Tennessee Innocence Projects for clearing my name from an offer, lie and lie. That's the best feeling. But I do believe it's a whole lot left behind, you know, throughout the Tennessee prison, maybe throughout the world. You know, throughout the United States, probably a whole lot of us left in prison for a crime they didn't commit. I said, it's just gonna take time, you know.
Every single person the Tennessee Innocence Project works with was out of options.
They're usually serving a life sentence, and they're from everywhere in the state, from Memphis to Mountain City.
And they had lives before they went to prison. And every single one of them is worth fighting for.